So about the only issue I found so far with this 15-gallon water box, the mini Peninsula, is that the pump is really loud. It turned out that whenever I started fiddling around with it, and some of you guys actually told me to look at this, but the covers actually cracked. I contacted Waterbox and they're going to send me another one, but right now they're out of stock. They've been out of stock for some time. I'm not sure when they're going to have another one to be able to replace it. So I decided to just go ahead and upgrade to this Sicce Silent. So I'm going to go ahead and install that now and get rid of this loud pump. So when I open the box, a bunch of stuff falls out. So we have the adapters. I'm assuming these are going to be feet. And then we have the pump. Make sure everything works on it. Make sure nothing's cracked this time. That rotates like it's supposed to. All right, so this should be a lot more quiet. Fingers crossed, right? So let me go ahead and put the feet on. So I won't bore you with how long it took me to realize that those are the wrong feet, and I'll skip ahead. All right, so after trying to get these little things into these holes, they're just not going very well. And the stem is longer than the space. I went and looked at the picture, and the picture has these feet on here. And I looked in this other bag, actually has those feet. So I'm not sure what these are, but I don't think they fit. So I'm gonna try with these feet that look like the picture, and they already look like they're going better. Yep. Much better. That's how it's supposed to go. So I'm going to take out this other pump. And because the cover's cracked, it was constantly falling off, and that's what was making that terrible sound. There's the cover. And there's the crack. All right, let's see which one of these fits this tubing. All right, so looks like they're both the same size. I guess so, in case you need to put an adapter on the other end. So I'm putting the O-ring on, screwing it in. Let's test out how much more quiet this is. I wonder if that's supposed to be that hard to rotate. I'll have to look into that. It's really hard to move. Maybe it'll loosen up. I wonder if I'm supposed to take this off to do it. So I'm guessing it doesn't want you to do that. It's much easier to rotate though when the cover's not on. We shall see. All right, so I'm going to put it with the cover facing this direction because it seems to line up, the tube then seems to line up with the outlet a little bit better in that direction, in that orientation. So it seems that this pump might be a little bit taller than the other pump was. Yep, so I'm going to have to cut this tube a little bit so that it fits where it's supposed to. All right, so I'm going to try and eyeball this difference. All right, so this tube is not wanting to come off. So I'm going to soak it in hot water just a little bit so that it can hopefully expand and be easier to pull off of this nozzle, this connector, whatever you call it. So now I need to figure out exactly how much I need to cut off of this. So what I'm going to do is put this in the tank, and I'm going to measure about how long it takes for this to be lined up with a water line. I'm expecting it to be about like that, and then I'll use these cutters to cut them. So that way it makes a nice straight line. So I'm going to try and put it in the tank like this because this allows the pipe to line up better with the hole. Whenever I have it turned this way, it was bending over like that. So I want it to be as straight as possible. So it just occurred to me I can just hold it next to the tank and see where a good spot is. All right, so I'm going to put this about where I think the outlet is, and then cut it. Nice straight line. Like butter, baby. So I may need to use the hot water again, but it seems to go over the threads just fine. So this nozzle lines up almost perfectly. So sometimes the eyeball method does work. And then I will plug it in and we'll see how silent it is. Right now I'm just trying to make sure it's not touching any of the sides. So since I made that video, I've moved this tank up to my office. As you can hear, it's much quieter than it used to be. Definitely more reasonable for the volume for an office workspace.